Hi, I'm John Shields, the University of Georgia's Georgia Electron Microscopy. Today we're going to talk about removing the sample holder from the JEOL 1011 TEM that we have here. This is the holder here, and this is the airlock, and then the column itself. You should, as you walk in, notice that the holder is in position in the scope, and also hopefully it'll be centered. If it's not centered, then you would use the two knobs on either side of the column to center it before you remove it. When you're removing it, you want to grab it firmly and pull it straight out until it stops. Then you'll turn it toward yourself until it stops, and make sure that you don't let this holder go at any time. Once it's all the way into what we call the parked position, you'll let go. Then you're going to reposition your hand in this manner so that you can use your thumb to break the vacuum in a stable manner. If we hold it out here and try to pull it, we may shake it and break the vacuum, which will shut off the high tension. So grab it here, break the vacuum with your thumb, and pull it straight out. And then you're ready to exchange sample. When changing out the specimen, you'll take a pair of forceps, and there are two placeholders on the holder itself. The first one closest to the ruby tip is position number 1, and position number 2 is farthest away, so that will help you with your orientation on the scope. There's a ledge right here toward the end, and if you push back it'll lift this. Then you just take one of your grids and place it in that area. There's a depression there, and so what you'll want to do is, if it's not quite in there, you can tap it a little bit to get it to settle, and then you just lay this back down and it's ready to go. To remove the sample, this is the opposite procedure. You would take your forceps and pull back. A lot of times the sample itself will move, so it makes it easier to get to. If it is hard to get to and you're afraid you're going to tiddlywink it, then if you'll take some of this lens paper, you can drop it onto the lens paper and then close this. And then we can put this back into the scope as we finish up. To put the sample holder back in, you'll notice that there's an O-ring. This is with the part that's going to go back into the scope. There's also a pin. This pin corresponds to a slot in this holder. So you'll align the pin with the slot and you'll put it in until it catches. And once it catches, the scope will begin to pump down. And you should hear the pumps running. A green light will come on up here. And we're going to wait for 2 cycles, which means that the light will go off, and then a few seconds later it will come back on again as it continues to pump. Now once it pumps down the second time, then we'll go ahead and reinsert it. The sample holder has been pumping and it's about to go the second time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hang on to it because the vacuum will want to pull it in very quickly. So I'm going to put my finger here as a bumper to keep it from slamming into the scope. I'm not going to try to control it because if I shake it once again I may break the vacuum. You'll notice that once again, it's the opposite of taking it out. You're going to turn it away from yourself until it stops, and then it will want to pull in on its own.